Well, hello. It's me. And I think I'm talking now. I have this delay. There I go. There I go, talking. Hello, welcome to the Depression Mode Debrief. I'm John Moe. I am in my bunker, the official production bunker of the show in St. Paul, Minnesota. I'm bleary eyed, even more bleary eyed than normal. I'm kind of a bleary eyed guy. I kind of always have these things rocking underneath my eyes, but got very little sleep last night. Just been having the insomnia and not knowing what to do about it, and dealing with it as a result. So, um, currently it's showing no viewers at all on this thing. So maybe today is the day that I keep it brief. I think we're all recovering from the Joel Kim Booster show from a week ago, but hopefully, um, we'll put this up on the YouTube. Maybe some people will appreciate it later. So talking with Anna Sale on this week's show, uh, the host of Death, Sex, and Money, which does sound like the greatest three-person tag team wrestling group around. I think, really, I think they'd be top to bottom solid as wrestlers. Death, more of an Undertaker kind of thing, kind of a spooky character, intimidatingly large. Sex, I think there's been plenty of sexy wrestlers, and then of course with money, you got the millionaire Ted DiBiase, who tries to bribe all his opponents. But these are also difficult and awkward topics, and I thought Anna had some great ideas on this one. It was surprising to me that Anna was a fan of our show, and my previous show. We're looking to work on something together. That's coming up. I don't know what it will be. One topic, I don't think maybe this isn't so much for her show, but I want to do it, and I'm not sure how I will. But how do firefighters, EMTs, paramedics deal with life when their jobs are so incredibly hard and complex? How can they go through trauma after trauma after trauma and still be okay? I know some who aren't and who haven't been. And that seems like the logical response. But presumably, some people doing those jobs after seeing death and injury and all those things over and over again are fine and continue to do their jobs for many years. I don't know how that works. I would like to learn more about trauma. I've been watching this show called Feel Good with Mae Martin on Netflix, and it's a good show. Look it up. It's about somebody in recovery who's also a comedian, and they go through a bunch of issues related to substance use and relapse and things like that. And they talk about trauma at one point, and she says to someone, "Yeah, I guess trauma is just the fashionable thing now. Like now it's in. Everybody's talking about trauma." And the doctor she's talking to said, "Well, it has a medical definition, and it's real, and here's what it does." And I thought that was a great way of handling it. In my past, I probably would have been the person saying, "Oh, no, everybody's depressed. Can't take responsibility for things." And somebody hopefully would have said, "No, depression is a real thing. Here's what it actually means." So coming up on the show next week, coming up a week from now, there won't be a debrief because I'll be sitting in a tattooist's chair in Portland, Oregon, getting the tattoo, the double tragedy tattoo that I have long promised to get. So looking into whether that's a thing that we will video or photograph or live stream. My daughter is keen on filming it for live stream. I tend to doubt the demand for that kind of thing. Maybe just some photographs along the way. I don't think anybody wants to sit and watch me get a tattoo. That doesn't seem like a good use of anybody's Tuesday. So that's not happening next week. There will be a video online, however, next week with our guest who is talking about the book not death, sex, and money. Easy crafts for the insane. And that is that's the subject of our book. Next week, Kelly Williams Brown is the author, and she and I tried some crafts, and hers turned out really good. And as for mine, hers turned out real good. So we have a video. It's our first time doing video. I'm very self-conscious of it. I know Gabe has been editing the video and showing it to me, and I for as comfortable as I am with audio, and I really, frankly, I don't even mind hearing myself on audio anymore. I've finally gotten used to it after being in this business for 20 odd years. Video is a different story. Like even now, there's a little picture of me talking on my computer, and I just don't like it. But anyway, it's a fun video where you can learn how to make a little pom-pom puffy guy, and it's very silly, and there are googly eyes involved. Really, if there are googly eyes involved in anything, that's just worth your time. Googly eyes. So Kelly Williams Brown on next week's show talks about this period in her life starting around the time that her marriage collapsed and Trump got elected. And then she goes on to break 3 of her 4 limbs in separate, unrelated incidents. So she has no use of her arms for a while and slips into a deep depression and almost makes a really terrible decision. And then crafts helped. So her book, Easy Crafts for the Insane, is about despair and also crafts. So that's coming up. We have what has emerged as NewmanFest. I'm going to go ahead and call it NewmanFest because in rapid succession we booked AC Newman from the New Pornographers, who is going to talk about kind of doing a song exploder type of thing about his song Whiteout Conditions. I'm not sure whether we have the right to put samples of that song in the show or how that works, or if we're going to do it anyway. So he talks about that. And then we have Griffin Newman, unrelated, who is the host of the Blank Check podcast and the George Lucas Show podcast. George Lucas isn't really in that one. And he also played an intern in Draft Day with Kevin Costner, and also played Arthur in the Amazon series of The Tick. So got a lot to talk to him about. I love the movie Draft Day. It's one of those movies that just isn't very good. Griffin's great in it, but structurally not all that great of a movie, but you just have those movies that sometimes you just like anyway. And I don't know why that happens, but I'm all for it. So that's coming up over the next few weeks. We'll have NewmanFest. We did not book Wayne Knight, who played Newman, nor did we book Paul Newman, who's dead. But AC and Griffin will be on the show. Also, Lisa Hannawalt from Tuca and Birdie is coming up, and that's going to be a good one too. We got all sorts of things going on, So next time, I'm trying to think if I should have the tattoo here or here, but I think this forearm is the place to go for the double tragedy masks. Kind of thinking here. I think that might do nicely. So yeah, a week from now I'll be in the chair, so no show next week. No debrief next week. Podcast, yes. Debrief, no. All right, it's Tuesday. The surveys indicate only 6% of Americans say that Tuesday is their favorite day of the week. I read that statistic in USA Today in 1986, and it has always stayed with me. So there you go. All right, that's it for now. Be well, make good choices, go for a nice walk outside, adopt a dog.